Welcome to Podcast Summaries, where every week we break down powerful ideas from 8 to 10 top podcasts to help you grow, heal, and thrive while saving time. If you find this summary helpful, please subscribe and check out links for more content. Your support keeps this journey going. Here is a rundown on Vice President of Taiwan, featuring Hsiao Bi-khim by Shawn. Shawn Ryan's question about Taiwan's semiconductor industry sparks a thoughtful response from Hsiao Bi-khim. She explains that Taiwan's success in this field is the result of decades of hard work and investment in building a comprehensive ecosystem of small and medium-sized companies, designers, chemical suppliers, and machine tool manufacturers. Hsiao Bi-khim emphasizes that Taiwan's semiconductor industry is not just a domestic success story, but also a critical part of the global technology supply chain. She credits leaders like Dr. Morris Chang, who brought expertise from the United States to Taiwan, for their foresight and vision in building this industry. She also highlights the importance of Taiwan's partnerships with other countries, particularly the United States, in fostering global stability and prosperity. Shawn Ryan presses Hsiao Bi-khim for more information on the significance of Taiwan's semiconductor industry, asking her to elaborate on how much of society relies on these chips. Hsiao Bi-khim explains that chips power everything from smartwatches to cars and are essential for global connections, the internet and AI. She notes that Taiwan's advanced chips are used in smartphones and other critical technologies, making the country a vital part of the global technology ecosystem. The conversation turns to the topic of trade and Taiwan's relationships with other countries. Shawn Ryan asks Hsiao Bi-khim about the impact of China's economic coercion on Taiwan's trade relationship. Hsiao Bi-khim explains that China has been using economic incentives and promises to lure countries away from Taiwan, but notes that these promises often come with strings attached. She emphasizes the importance of Taiwan's partnerships with like-minded democracies, particularly the United States, in promoting global stability and prosperity. Shawn Ryan asks Hsiao Bi-khim about the repercussions of a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan and how it would affect the global economy. Hsiao Bi-khim notes that the consequences would be severe and that Taiwan's chip factories are critical to the global technology supply chain. She emphasizes the need for international cooperation to prevent such a scenario from occurring. The conversation also touches on the topic of tariffs and trade agreements between Taiwan and the United States. Hsiao Bi-khim explains that Taiwan is seeking to reduce tariffs and non-tariff barriers with the United States and is working towards a win-win arrangement that benefits both countries. She also notes that Taiwan is committed to supporting Ukraine in its defense against Russia and has provided humanitarian aid and support to the Ukrainian people. Shawn Ryan asks Hsiao Bi-khim about Taiwan's military modernization efforts, particularly in light of the lessons learned from the Ukraine conflict. Hsiao Bi-khim explains that Taiwan is investing in smart technologies, such as drones and unmanned systems, and is adopting artificial intelligence and integrating sensors and data fusion. She notes that the country is also reforming its military to be more decentralized and flexible, with a greater emphasis on small unit autonomy and decision-making. When it comes to defense, Taiwan is taking a proactive approach, mandating extra duties for its citizens to ensure the country's peace and security. This decision, though difficult, is necessary given the geopolitical uncertainties and threats in the region. Hsiao emphasizes the importance of quality training for Taiwan's military, particularly in operating modern systems and adapting to a rapidly changing environment. Regarding Taiwan-China relations, Hsiao notes that the Taiwanese people have become accustomed to the daily reality of Chinese military presence in the strait. However, this does not mean they are complacent. In fact, Taiwan is investing more in its defense and making its society more resilient to counter the gray zone threats posed by China. These threats include not only military measures, but also cognitive warfare, disinformation, and economic coercion. Hsiao highlights the importance of a whole-of-society defense and resilience project, which involves building communications resilience, cybersecurity, and energy resilience. She also emphasizes the need for Taiwan to develop its indigenous capabilities and to partner with the U.S. defense tech community to stay ahead of the curve. When asked about the artificial islands constructed by China, Hsiao expresses concern about their militarization and the implications for regional security. She notes that China's expansionist intentions are not limited to Taiwan, but are part of a broader global ambition to change the rules-based order. In terms of cognitive warfare and disinformation, Hsiao acknowledges that China is using various tools to spread propaganda and disinformation in Taiwan. However, she emphasizes that Taiwan is taking steps to counter this, including media literacy campaigns, fact-checking programs, and partnerships with international social media platforms. Hsiao believes that the Taiwanese people are becoming more aware of the propaganda and disinformation, and they are learning to verify information and check sources. However, she notes that this is an evolving learning process, and there is still much work to be done to combat disinformation. When asked about Xi's statement that he will invade Taiwan by next year, Hsiao emphasizes that Taiwan is taking a proactive approach to prevent conflict, investing in its defense, and promoting the idea that maintaining the status quo is in the best interests of all stakeholders. She notes that Taiwan seeks to maintain the status quo and has differences with the Communist Party, but it is committed to finding a peaceful resolution. Taiwan, a beacon of light in the Indo-Pacific region, is facing an existential crisis as China's military expansion looms large. The numbers are alarming. China has 250 times the shipbuilding capacity of the United States, with 50% of the world's shipbuilding capacity. But Hsiao Bi-khim emphasizes that Taiwan can't match China ship by ship or asset by asset. Instead, they're focusing on developing asymmetric capabilities, being smart, innovative, and leveraging indigenous manufacturing capabilities. When asked about the capabilities of the Chinese Navy, Hsiao Bi-khim notes that while China's investments in the military have been growing, their technology is advancing, but not necessarily tested in real conflict. She highlights the importance of building non-red supply chains and being aware of China's testing of military technologies globally. The Taiwanese people are taking the threat seriously, with 65% willing to resist an invasion, up from 50% just a couple of years ago. Hsiao Bi-khim shares that the government is supporting civil society in building resilience, with initiatives like the Kuma Academy, which provides training in first aid, emergency response, and stockpiling. Taiwan is also investing in its energy and power grid, diversifying its energy sources and making its energy delivery grid more resilient. The country is even utilizing windmills in the ocean, which can serve as a blockade or defensive military position. Hsiao Bi-khim emphasizes that Taiwan wants to avoid a kinetic conflict, but is preparing for a cognitive war, with China already engaging in gray zone coercion, disinformation, and cyber attacks. She notes that the world should stand with Taiwan in ensuring peace and preventing conflict. The stakes are high, with Taiwan being critical in modern technologies and on the front lines of protecting freedom and value. Hsiao Bi-khim trusts the United States, citing the Taiwan Relations Act and bipartisan support, but ultimately emphasizes that Taiwan must trust itself and enhance its own defense capabilities. As the world watches, Taiwan's unique position becomes clear. If China were to invade, it would become the most technologically advanced country in the world, with far-reaching consequences. The world may not say it out loud, but Taiwan's fate is intertwined with global stability and freedom. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, check out YouTube channel, and just remember, subscription is only £1 or $1 per month. Leave a comment or review. Until next time, happy listening.